What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Dirty Boots. So, if you remember last time, we did a review of a Sopakco MRE. Well, it didn't exactly go as planned, so I thought to myself, well, we need to do that again. So tonight, we got a Sopakco MRE. It's the sodium-free, low sodium, whatever. It's the civilian version of MRE. It's not a full military version. A lot less to it, but a lot cheaper. You can go back and watch my other video on a little bit more details on the cost effectiveness of these versus a full-size military version or so-called military version off of Amazon or wherever you purchase. So tonight, we're going to see if this one here does any better than the first one. So tonight, this is cheese tortellini and tomato sauce. Let's see where we're at. Here we go. So, reduced sodium. Individual meal, Sopakco, Kielville seal. No. Alright, so here we go. So the other one was not in a air-free sack like this one is. So this here might be a little bit of a better hope that our heater would work. Because on our last one that we tried, our heater did not work. It did not get hot at all, and I ate my meal cold that night. So, here we go. Cheese tortellini and tomato sauce. So this is our main meal. We got what feels like another thing of crackers. We got a spoon, napkin, a salt-free seasoning packet, salt and pepper, apple jelly, 1 ounce packet of apple jelly, some crackers, and then our main meal, cheese tortellini and tomato sauce. Oh, what do we got here? Another thing of apple jelly. So 2 apple jellies, crackers. Here's our heater meal, or our heater for our meal. A Tootsie Roll. So a nice full-size Tootsie Roll, heater packet, and something else here. What do we got here? And our cardboard little outer shell. And a cherry something that looks like it's been completely crushed. So let's go ahead and get this meal started cooking. So we'll look at this, look at our instructions, insert open meal pouch. So we tear it off here. If you will. Start with the knife. Drop in our meal. Whole meal fits right down inside. Oops, there goes one of our apple jellies. Alright, so that goes in there like so. Fold sleeve over, add water up to fill line. Alright, heater's in there right next to the meal. Meal's in all the way down the bottom. We're good with that. Slide box. Okay, that's for this. That's our sleeve. Little envelope sleeve. Or box. Alright, so we're going to add a little bit of water. Just got a little jug here, some tap water. And we got our do not fill, or do not overfill line right here. So on the last one, I filled it basically right up to the center of the do not fill lines. And someone commented on the last video saying that I might not have added enough water for the meal to activate. So I'm going to try to possibly add a little bit more to it. There we go. Alright, so we're right up to the fill line, just above. And now fold sleeve over mill. Like so. Get that out of your way. And now we're going to open up our little cardboard sleeve here. Get that in there. And it says to lean it up with the heater. What does it say? Did it say on the bottom or on the top? Heater under meal in pouch. This thing is not one to stay in this thing. There. And then it says to lean it up against a rock or something. Well, I don't have a rock per se, so I'm going to lean it up against this, and there we go. And it says that it's going to take about 12 minutes for that. So while we're waiting on that, let's try a cracker and some apple jelly. See how this is. Alright, so looks like a great big old saltine cracker. Very large compared to my hand. Very large. So apple jelly, doesn't say anything else about it really. I mean, it gives the ingredients, but and we'll see how this apple jelly is. On the last MRE, or the last Sopakco meal that I did, MRE meal, the jelly was grape, I believe, and it had a very, 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 very liquidy consistency. We'll see if this one's anything similar. Interesting. This is runny, liquidy, but it's the color of honey. Not bad at all. I would eat that. I'd put that on a snack for sure. Make a sandwich with it, whatever. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's runny jelly, but the flavor's there. No heat. And we're probably about 4 minutes in. 5 minutes in, I don't know. Let's see what we got here. It just says cherry. Oh, lovely. It's another Pop-Tart. I don't know if you have seen the last video or not of the Sopakco meal, but it was maybe a blueberry Pop-Tart, and it was absolutely horrible. So, cherry Pop-Tart. Little Pop-Tart brand, cherry. I'm gonna give it a try. Maybe. The last one looked absolutely horrible when I tried it, so I'm sure I'll end up trying this one. This one looks better. It doesn't look as aged. It's got more of a white actual look to the cracker and just kind of a cherry kind of jelly look to the frosting and topping. It doesn't look nearly as bad as the last one did. Cherry versus blueberry. We'll see if this one's actually worth eating. Nope. I am not eating that. Not at all. The last one, the blueberry one in the last meal, at least gave me some bit of blueberry okay flavoring like a normal Pop-Tart. This thing here is fucking horrible. This one is really bad. I don't even know why I just took that bite. No. Nope. It's a real good thing that this meal is, for one, cheap, and I understand that it's not a full MRE meal. It's not some fancy Mountain House freeze-dried thing, but it's not priced at that, so I gotta give it a little bit of leeway. That Pop-Tart, it says Pop-Tart on it. There's no leeway of why it tastes the way it does. There's no reason for that other than it sat on a shelf for 12 years in an uncontrolled humidity. It maybe saw moisture, it maybe saw extreme heat. Some warehouse that was not in a controlled environment for sure. Or it's just 20 years old and got packaged up after it couldn't be sold on shelves. The cracker and that jelly, though, honestly makes up for it. I mean, yeah, if the Pop-Tart was good, I'd eat it. I'd definitely, if it tasted like a normal Pop-Tart. But these crackers are very, very dry, and not like overly dry, but how they're supposed to be. They're sealed up how they were supposed to be. Maybe they're not 20 years old and only 4 years old. Well, a little saltine and jam goes a long ways when your Pop-Tart tastes like that one does. Unfortunately, our meal is not doing anything. There's no heat on it. There's no sound. I've heard some of them on different reviews and stuff that you can kind of hear them boiling or bubbling or whatever, getting hot, doing something productive in a situation. This one here, like the last one, it ain't doing it. I mean, where are we at on time? Yeah, we've been here for enough time where this needed to be starting to get warm. Goodness. The last one I did in 2 different takes because my battery went dead. I had to switch out mid-meal. Luckily, I had a second one already ready to go. Battery. But we got like probably another 5 minutes. Maybe 7. And at this point, I don't think I'm going to see heat in the next 20 minutes with this meal. So, Sopakco, yeah, there's absolutely nothing with this heater. There's no heat whatsoever, not anything coming out of it. I'm, I am pretty disappointed here. Yeah, well, don't know. There's absolutely no heat here whatsoever, so, I'm literally just going to set it flat for a second and see if it takes any more water up against the entire heater. I'm not sure what's going on. It ain't working. Alright. Well, we are going to pull it out, open it up, and try it out because there's absolutely no heat in this thing at all. I'm going to set it down with the water just on the heater and leave it and see if it actually brings up any heat. Otherwise, we're going to be having our meal here that is cold, like our last one. So, it's not one to open either. Not one to peel open. Alright, so we got cheese tortellini and tomato sauce. I'm going to go ahead and dump it out for you. Oh, goodness. Lovely. Alright. Let's get our spoon here, because we're fancy. Need this napkin before I need the spoon, just because this meal is soaking wet on the outside, so now my hands are all wet and sticky and got jam on them too. Alright, so here's what we're looking at. I'm going to go ahead and help break this up a little bit, like how it would probably kind of look like out of the sack if it had actually gotten some heat to it, but we got absolutely no heat here whatsoever, so I'm going to eat it as it is. I have a few more of these meals of different flavors to try out and review. Like I said, this is literally the second one I've ever had. We've been having a lot of storms and stuff lately, so I haven't been able to make these videos outside, unfortunately. But I think that on the next one, I'm gonna try really hard to at least take a little pot and a backpacking stove of some sort. And if the next heater fails, at least I can throw it in a little pot and show you guys that there is an alternative way to enjoy these hot if you have to, if you can, if you're able to. If you're stuck with this in the trunk of your car and that's what you're eating is cold, well, at least it's still a meal and some calories. But so that's what it looks like. It's got, I don't even know, kind of dumpling noodle kind of looking things. And some sauce, little, I don't know if there's any, not like there's meat in here. It's like cheese tortellinis and tomato sauce. So, I'm going to give it a try here. It's cold as all can be. Absolutely no heat in the meal. I got it fully sitting on the water with, yeah, there's no heat in there at all. So, cold cheese tortellinis. Here we go. Cheese tortellinis and tomato sauce by Sopakco. Reduced sodium. And a Pop-Tart was terrible. If this was hot, this would be great. Unfortunately, it's not hot and it's cold as hell. So we're going to take off a few of those points. But otherwise, it's not too bad. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. This one here is definitely on the more plain side. The last one had at least a little bit of more so natural salt in this flavor to it. This one here doesn't. Like the last one, I didn't even have to add salt for my palate at least. I am curious though, on my last Papa's Perfect, this is the all-purpose seasoning that it comes with. It's a Papa's Perfect salt-free seasoning. And on the last meal that I opened up, this Papa's seasoning was like it had seen moisture or something like that. It was completely, it was like, yeah, same here. Yeah, not as bad on this one. Smells good. The other one, though, it was like it had gotten wet. And was just completely just stuck together in like one big clump inside. Not a big clump, it's a small pack. I am going to add this pepper, though, just to give myself a little black pepper. I should have brought out some hot sauce. But I chose not to, for whatever reason. See how it does on its own, kind of thing. So, let's try it with a little salt and a little pepper. Nothing else. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. If this was hot, I wouldn't have a whole lot of complaints. It's not hot, so I can complain. I'm not gonna. It's a cheap meal, and sometimes things don't exactly work out. But 2 meals not getting hot in a row. 2 out of 2. The only 2 I've ever had, and they both, I was eating them cold at the end of the meal, at the end of the cook period. Kind of tells me that maybe it is worth spending a few extra bucks and getting something that actually heats your meal. But at the same time, I think I'm going to stick a couple of these in an ammo can right next to a little pot and a backpacking stove that I put together for, you know, 15, 20 bucks for the stove and 10 or 15, 20 bucks for a little pot. And I stick 2 or 3, 4 of these in a little ammo can, little dry box. And, you know, I'm not mad about that. I break it out when I need to in the trunk of my car, and if my meal doesn't get hot from the heater, I throw it in the pot and at least eat my meal hot. I'm going to finish this cold regardless. I'm also not, well, one trying to break the cracker over it, but I was going to say that that I wasn't going to let it go to waste just because it's not hot. And sure, after the video I might go and heat some of it up to try it. No, I'm not. I'm going to save that for you guys. On the next one, I'm going to take a little backpacking stove, go hike out in the redwoods, and enjoy a hopefully warm meal from the heater that it comes with. But if not, I'll break out the little backpacking stove and little isobutane setup. And at least warm this up on a very, very basic little meal. So, thanks for watching, you guys. I know that, once again, this didn't exactly go as planned. But that's why we're doing it, is to show that not all of these MREs are going to work every time. But I guarantee that if I was eating this, what I have right here in front of me, if I was eating this hot, even off of a backpacking stove, and not this heater that I am really losing any kind of interest in trying to get the next ones to work, I'm gonna, but not a lot of hope of them working. So, the flavor is there, by all means. Add a little bit more seasoning to it. You know, put it on a cracker. If it was hot, I wouldn't have any complaints. It's not hot, so I'm gonna, you know, speak how I actually feel. And the flavor's there. Even though it's cold, I'm gonna finish this up, and I'm not gonna heartache it or, you know, throw it away. So, that being said, take what you will, and if you want, you know, think that you want to pack a little backpacking stove instead of really, really, really relying on these heaters every meal, maybe it is worth your money to go spend a little bit extra and to pick up one that you know the meal's gonna heat up on its own. But I've never tried those other higher cost, 3, 4, 5 times the cost of these ones meals either. So who's to say that those heaters don't always work? For now, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. If you have any interest of things that you would like me to unbox, review, order, things in this kind of categories, let me know. We are going to be doing a lot of outdoor adventures, camping trips, fun fishing excursions, tackle box unveilings, some how-tos. Let me know in the comments what you guys are interested in as far as for the next outdoor adventures. And we are Northern California based, and we definitely have a lot of fun things planned for this channel. So thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned, because this here ain't the end. This is just the beginning, and we got a lot of fun things coming. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching Dirty Boots. Y'all having a great day. Cheers.